What's going on, everybody? We're getting into another DraftKings Best Ball NBA draft here. The first one, I ended up taking five bigs. I still don't think that's a terrible move with two flexes in this league and how scarce the bigs are. But also, I do think you're kind of screwed if you don't get one of three bigs, Jokic, Embiid, or Sengun. So I think that's going to be my goal in this one. It really depends on where I'm picking. If I'm picking like between 6 and 9, I don't think I can get one of those three unless I really reach for Sengun. But like the rankings here are crazy. For centers, you got Jokic, Embiid. Both those guys will probably be around 60 fantasy points a night. And then Sengun, he could be around 50. And then a massive drop off here. Bam, he probably is like around a 40 DraftKings per night. And then all these other guys are under 40 DraftKings points. So if you're not getting, I guess, one of the top four here, you're looking at almost like 30 points less at that center position on average, which is a massive disadvantage, I think. So getting one of these top three guys, I think actually imperative. And if I'm in the top five, I'm definitely taking Jokic or Embiid. Jokic first, obviously. Even if I get picked two, I think I'm going to go Embiid. A lot of guys that you think of as centers are actually forwards, so I do think there's a lot of forwards. And then guards is the second thing you want to target. So if I can get a big first, then go two guards, and then move to my forwards, or maybe go guard forward with 2 and 3, and then go guard fourth. So in the top three, get at least two guards, one big. I think that's an ideal build here. Okay, we're in, and brutal again. I got pick 9. I think one of the worst spots you could get here is pick 9. Same spot I got last time. And I think if I am not getting Anthony Davis at 9, I may go Sengun here instead of Anthony Edwards again. And then I can come back with pick 16 and I can go guard, hopefully Morant or Halliburton looking down here. But yeah, not ideal. Really wanted a top 5 pick or 11 or 12 to get Sengun at 11 or 12. And honestly, with my second pick at 16, I might take Bam Adebayo to get a top 4 center here. Okay, so interesting. Anthony Davis went. If this guy goes Anthony Edwards, or he doesn't go SGA, I'm taking SGA at a fall here to 9. But I think that's unlikely. So if SGA goes here, I think I'm going Sengun early at pick 9 and then going to come back and try to get one of those guards. Wow, so Anthony Edwards went. So I'm going SGA at 9. Think we're getting great value here. He was ranked as number 6 as far as average draft position over here. Securing a top guard when I think guards are harder to get than forwards, I think is a good move here. And then coming back around at 16, now I'm targeting Bam Adebayo, who, hopefully will be there. He's ranked 19. So this could be a really good start. If Bam's not there, that likely means that Morant or Halliburton fell, and I could start guard, which I don't mind here. And again, we get a double-double bonus of 1.5 for double-doubles. And Halliburton, big double-double guy. So I actually like him in this format a lot. And I guess there is a possibility Sengun falls to us as well, but very unlikely that happens as he just goes at pick 12, which is an ideal start. I would like, if I got the pick 12, to go Sengun. So 2 picks coming up here. It will be a tough decision between Morant and Adebayo here for me. If Morant goes in one of these 2 picks, though, which seems pretty likely that we get a Trae Young Morant here. And then I think I am going to go Bam over Halliburton. So he went Trae Young. And this guy went Steph Curry. So I could start Morant and SGA, or I could reach up to get Bam. Man, that is such a tough decision. But I want to go Bam so I just don't get screwed at big again. I'm going Bam here, even with John Morant on the board. That one might come back to haunt me, but I do think a reason why Morant has been knocked down is because extremely injury prone. So looking at the board, LeBron went really early in this draft. We had Embiid fall to 6 here, and then we had Anthony Edwards jump up to 8. So I was able to get SGA at 9, follow it up with, I think, the fourth best big and a huge drop off in big after Bam. So I'm actually really liking this start. Curry also went early. So maybe we have, RTG as a pretty lame drafter here, going LeBron and Curry, I think well above what they're supposed to be drafted at here. So I am liking this room that we're in. Doesn't seem like an extremely sharp room here either. So we could be getting some steals, could be a really good draft. After all, even with missing out on Jokic and Embiid. Okay, we're coming up here. We're seeing a run on guards right now. I do want to get another guard with one of these next two picks. Let's see who we have on the board. We got Maxey up there still, and DeJounte Murray, Kyrie quickly, Jamal Murray. Not guys I'm loving, and honestly, they could be there on the next pick when I'm picking at 40. So I think I'm going to go forward here, get my first forward. And I'm thinking Zion here would be pretty sick to grab. I do like Zion better than Siakam and Jaylen Brown and Markkanen. So I'm going to go with Zion with this pick. I think insanely super high upside. He could easily average 28 and 10 next year. And he played 70 games. So I'm liking this start. And now we're going to come back around and get a second guard. Still some elite guys out there. If we can get Kyrie, I think that would be super sick. Don't love quickly this high because they have Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett there who are going to command a lot of the ball as well. And I think quickly maybe like the third option there. So I don't love quickly this high. I think I'd like Kyrie and then maybe even Jamal Murray over quickly. I don't know if that's a crazy take or not. I guess my third pick here would be DeJounte Murray. And there's just two guys ahead of us now. So we're going to get one of these three guys. I think actually I would take DeJounte ahead of Jamal. Okay, so this guy went DeJounte Murray. Now we got RTG who just takes the big name. So he's probably taking Kyrie from me. And then I got to make a decision. Gosh, this guy just takes the biggest names out there. Now I have to go Jamal Murray. We can look. I could go Julius Randle and wait on guard because there's two flex spots. Because I don't love Jamal Murray. I'm going Jamal Murray. Okay, so we got SGA, Jamal Murray, Zion, Bam. Let's take a look at the board here. So Mobley goes at pick 41 super late. So that's kind of annoying that I could have gone guard up here. I could have gone Morant and then Zion and then gotten Mobley at 40, which would have been great value. So a little bit annoying there. And annoying that this guy took Kyrie. I mean, RTG is just taking the stars of the league, not really, thinking it through from a fantasy perspective, it seems like. Okay, we're coming back around, and Kawhi Leonard said he wants to play in their first game, which would be an interesting pick. I think Miles Bridges somewhat underrated here as well. And glad we went with a guard because not the best of guards now. Be Jalen Green, Cam Thomas, Hero, Simons. And I do like Levine, which I think I'm going to end up taking Levine with pick 64. and looking to get a forward here. I think what I'm going to do is go Miles Bridges. And then coming back around, I'm going to be looking for Zach LaVine. As far as these guards, I think I like LaVine the best out of all these guys. And if you're not familiar with the playoff structure of this, round 4 has just 36 teams. So the final round is just 36 teams towards the end of the season. And then the round 2 and 3 are like late February and March. So not as much tanking coming into play here. So we can, pretty comfortably get LaVine, assuming he doesn't get injured. He should be playing, at least through like mid-March before the Bulls start tanking. So I think LaVine can average like 25, 26 points a game, maybe even more on this Bulls team that has a bunch of passers now. They have Josh Giddey and Lonzo Ball, who are very pass-first guys. So pretty good setup for LaVine here. Not much competition for shots. I guess Vucevic and Kobe White are the other 2 scorers on this team, but I do think LaVine is going to get a ton of shots up, might average close to 30 points. So I don't mind, going up to get LaVine here. My next pick is at 81. So I think I'm going to target a big. I like Hartenstein or Valanciunas here to get my second big. And then I think we'll take a flyer on a big later and just get 3 bigs on this team because we did get Bam. Okay, we're coming up. We got Zach Edey up here as well. And 2 guys picking ahead of us. Edey just went, so as long as this guy doesn't go Hartenstein, we're looking good to grab him. Okay, he didn't, so we're going Hartenstein with our second big. Like that. And then I think what I'm going to do with my third big is possibly go Khalil Ware, who the Heat drafted, and take him last. He should be there in the last round. That way, I'm either going Bam or Hartenstein each week, and most weeks should be Bam. And then if Bam gets hurt, Khalil Ware could be really good here as well. So that's kind of my thinking here. I should check out the depth chart of the Heat, though, and make sure that there wouldn't be another backup center, which I guess like Jovic. It's more of like a power forward, though. Okay, coming up, we only got 2 forwards. So I'm looking to go forward at least with one of these next 2 picks. Hopefully this next coming up one. I actually really like Michael Porter Jr. I do have Jamal Murray, though. So that is kind of a weird fit. But I would like to get Porter Jr. if I can. Also, definitely some guards. I took Vassell last draft, but I do like him in this spot, or Josh Hart. So if I can't grab Porter Jr., I'm going probably Josh Hart and then Vassell. Okay, so Porter is there. I'm going Michael Porter Jr. as my third forward. Okay, we're coming up soon. Let's see what we can target. I want to go guard or forward here again. And so we're up in 3 picks here. I would go Aaron Gordon, I guess, if he's there. Okay, Aaron Gordon just went. So we could go Sexton, OG. Man, yeah, I'm not liking this spot here. I guess we could go OG Anunoby instead of Sexton. So we're going to do that because there is a guy that I'm looking to target with my next pick coming around. So we are coming up again in like 5 picks here at 112. And there's definitely some guards I'm looking to target. So Ivy would be number 1, then DiVincenzo, then Sharp. And I think either of those guys would be a pretty solid 4th guard here to have. And then Sexton is falling here. So if Sexton does fall to me, there's still 3 more people to pick before I go. So Shaedon Sharp just went. Mark Williams goes really high. Sexton just went 1 pick before me again. So I think I'm going to go Jaden Ivey here over DiVincenzo. Ivy should be starting shooting guard. DiVincenzo, don't know exactly what he's going to be. I'm going to go Ivy. Okay, we're coming up here, and I got a bunch of guards queued up. Tyus Jones. Um, okay, I could get any of these guys. Tyus Jones, Chris Paul, or Malik Monk. And I think I'm going Tyus Jones. I think I'm higher on him than a lot of other people. He's 137. Average draft position is 135. So at 129, not a huge faller here. And now we have 5 guards and 4 forwards, 2 centers. We're coming back up, and I do want to go forward, but also forward is extremely deep, so I could go guard again and wait on forward, but these forwards are so juicy. But if Chris Paul is there, I think I want to go Chris Paul. I think he could be pretty nice with San Antonio. Okay, we're up, and Chris Paul did fall to us, but I'm going to be passing on Mathurin or Asar Thompson, and probably coming back around, we wouldn't be able to get Cam Johnson at 153, but I'm taking Chris Paul. I think forward's just too deep, so coming back around at 150, hopefully Cam Johnson's there. If he's not, I would go Herb Jones again. I think undervalued here. Thompson could be there or Mathurin as well, but we're going to have to wait a long time. So maybe should have gone forward there. But looking at guards, it's going to be so thin when we're coming back around. It's going to look like Kevin Porter Jr., Marcus Smart, Buddy Hield probably are going to be the top options at guard when we're coming back. So I do like securing a guard with that last pick still. And then we talked about it to get Khalil Ware. He is ranked 166. Looking at my upcoming picks, I got 153 and then 160. Do I risk taking him or waiting until 160 to get him, or do I take him with 153? I guess it depends at who's there at 153 as far as forwards. So Cam Johnson went, unfortunately, and Asar Thompson has gone. So I don't even really love my forward options anymore. We got Herb Jones, but I do like DeAndre Hunter. So what I could do is just lock in Ware really early at 153. And then if Herb Jones is there at 160, I could take him. Or I could take DeAndre Hunter, who I think does have 20-point upside without DeJounte Murray there. Averaged 16 last year. Could be pushing 20 this year. Definitely a possibility. So we're coming up. Norman Powell goes. So what I'm looking at is, I think I have to go Khalil Ware because I think there's a great option. Herb Jones or Hunter is going to be there coming back around in 5 more picks. So I'm going to go Khalil Ware really early. The backup on the Miami Heat because I have Bam Adebayo. If Bam misses some time, Khalil Ware could be an extremely good plug and play here for my lineup. Okay, coming up, the other thing to think about is even though I've gone 6 guards already, I could go for a 7th here and then go forward with the next 2 picks. And that way, I would basically be ensuring I get a guard that is actually going to do something. Because after Nembhard, KPJ, Hield, LeVert, and Conley, I don't really see anyone who would ever make it in a lineup down below. So I could go guard here. But also looking at forwards down below, forwards getting extremely thin as well. But I could go Kevin Porter Jr., who looks like a really good value. And I think I'll just do that. So the only thing there is that leaves us a little thin at forward with just 4 forwards. But we have OG, Porter Jr., Bridges, and Zion. I'm actually not loving our forwards right now. Okay, we're coming up in 3 picks. DeAndre Hunter is still on the board, and I have a feeling he's going to be taken here right before us. But I'm fairly comfortable now with McDaniels or Hendricks also. But it would be awesome if Hunter fell here. This guy taking the whole clock. He went Hendricks. So he was actually my third favorite out of those three. So we are going to get one of McDaniels or Hunter. Wow, he went James Wiseman. We got DeAndre Hunter ranked 168 to come back to us at 177. The guy I wanted to get with my last pick at like 150. So we got DeAndre Hunter. Great for our forwards here. And we got one spot left. Do we go forward? We could go a fourth big as well. We're coming up soon. I mean, we could go McDaniels. For Jalen Smith might start for the Bulls. Wouldn't be mad about that. Other than that, it is so slim pickings down here for forwards. Looking at centers, there's not even... I took Robert Williams last draft. I mean, I could take him again. A very high upside play here with Robert Williams. Considering, if Hartenstein gets hurt, then we're really just looking at Bam, and Khalil Ware's not going to do anything for us. He would never get a big score when Bam is healthy, I would assume. So we could go a fourth big here in case something goes wrong with Hartenstein. Or we could take one of McDaniels or Smith if they're here. If McDaniels is here, definitely taking McDaniels. Okay, we need one more guy to come off. Wow. They left us Jalen McDaniels here at pick 184. I'm taking him. Okay, draft recap. SGA fell to us. Next, we went and secured a few spots ahead of where he's being drafted just to get that fourth big. I think we definitely needed that, but went Zion with our next pick here. Super high upside wing. We got screwed not getting Kyrie here with the next pick. And in hindsight, if we went Ja Morant instead of Bam, we could have gotten Mobley here at pick 40, which would have been a pretty nice first four there. But anyways, we got Jamal Murray, which I don't love. Would have really liked Kyrie. Coming back around, went forward again with Bridges, then got Levine, who I think is very undervalued in this kind of playoff format where it starts in like late February, early March. Then coming back around, we secured our second big here, who I definitely like. Then got another forward that I think has high upside this year in MPJ. Got another forward in OG, came back and got Jaden Ivey, a few picks ahead of where he's been drafted, but I like that. Tyus Jones came around. I was considering him or Chris Paul, and then Paul was still there at the next pick, so we took him. Got Khalil Ware to basically back up Bam. Then took another high upside play here with Kevin Porter Jr. Coming back around, DeAndre Hunter fell to us, and Jalen McDaniels fell to us as well to round it out. So I think a good draft all around. So I love what you can do with getting Jokic or Embiid first. I think here what I would do if I got Jokic is definitely take a guard second and third. So he could have gotten Lonzo and then Devin Booker or like Maxey or Lillard here. Instead he went Towns, and then on his next time he went Paul George and Ayton. I think huge mistake with taking Ayton and George as well. But his guards still actually ended up being pretty decent with Garland, Hero, Rozier. But he did not need to go second big that early. Then with an Embiid draft, you can go him. Brunson at 19 is pretty nice. Coming back around, really don't like Chet as a forward at 30. If I were him, I would have gone Maxey or Zion. Love getting Randall at 43 though. And then Kawhi at 54, I don't think is bad either. And then went Cam Thomas, Jordan Poole, really nice there. Naz Reid, I don't love as your second big because he could not be playing that many minutes behind Julius Randle and Gobert, but I guess he could be playing backup center and backup power forward now. Looking at this guy that just took big name superstars, LeBron, Curry, Jaylen Brown, Kyrie, Franz Wagner, Barrett, Derek White. I don't like any of those picks except for Kyrie at good value, who I wanted, but taking two wings in your first three and reaching up for Curry and LeBron, don't like that start. I guess getting Derek White here at 82 looks pretty good, and Podol pretty good at 87. Sar with some upside. Getting Sexton pretty late looks pretty good. Not a fan of Hawkes or Schroeder or Olynyk as a wing. And then you got Nembhard, who I don't love. Isaiah Stewart, I think it's just kind of a waste. Terrence Mann, I think a good last pick.